All right, so I'm going to go over this play. This is the first play after Marshawn goes out and we don't have success, okay? And we could go, oh, this is a problem because obviously we got Juju in now. Actually, 100% no, nothing problem with Juju. I believe this is Trayvon Kenyon. He's going to miss a block here for one, okay? He lets that guy get through. The pursuit came from the back end, so we might not have mattered if that guy didn't miss the block. This guy looks like he was going to get hands on. I was thinking, initially, well, God, was the handoff this slow to allow that backside pursuit? Let's go back just a little bit. You're going to notice a lineman kind of tripped up our center. It's going to be the center. There's pull blocking going on here. We've been pretty successful. It's basically kind of a counter play here. We've been pretty successful at those. But our center's going to trip right here, okay, which kind of allows this guy to pursue on the back end. However, I think this is a read option. Watch Spencer. He's reading. But he's so damn scared to run that he doesn't need to be running. Put Luke Doty in. Put Luke Doty in to run this system. Try it. Try it. Try it, please. Because if that wasn't a read option, then Trayvon Kenyon, the tight end, and maybe the center tripping up, is what caused it. The O-line actually blocked fine here. It wasn't bad blocking by the O-line. Look at the holes that were there. Okay, examine that play. See where the run could have been good. I promise you, the O-line wasn't an issue so much, other than maybe one of the O-linemen tripped. I can't 100% tell you that was a read option. But if you watch Spencer's eyes and how he was watching the defensive end, it looked like a read option to me. He's not a read option quarterback, guys. So, inevitably, that'll come back down to, guess what? Marcus Satterfield making a decision that, hey, he doesn't have a read option quarterback. Or put a read option quarterback in if that's what you want to run. All right, so the next play here is going to be 100%. I'm going to put this on Spencer. Even though there's pressure, I'm going to put a little bit on our left tackle because he continues not to see. Okay, this isn't a numbers game. I know they said, oh, they brought so much pressure and things at us, and this is the first series of the game, guys. So, as the game goes on, maybe I'll see more pressure. But there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defensive players coming. Not a huge crap ton of pressure. Just kind of straight pressure at that point. Man, you got one O lineman per defender coming in. Our left tackle just doesn't see him. The next issue is Spencer never even looks. Once again, I'm telling y'all, the guy doesn't read a line. He doesn't look for his blitzes. He's locked in. From the very beginning of the play, he is looking to pass. It takes time, even on a quick play, and you're going to see we have a quick route available here. It's a quick slant. There is a quick slant right here coming up. Antoine Wells right here. Boom. I don't think he ran the route very well, but it was a quick slant. He could have probably developed that route a little faster, but it wouldn't have mattered because Spencer would have never seen it. Because he didn't look at anything. Watch Spencer's eyes. Straight to the right. Doesn't check anything. Isn't going back and looking to see if there's any penetration. Nothing. Just backpedaling, 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 backpedaling. Oh, crap. I'm going to get rid of the ball. He never even knew. He never knew. He never knew. This quarterback's not that good, guys, so far. I'm sorry. It's not it. It's not happening. But whatever. Y'all can keep defending him if you want. All right, so on this play, we're going to get a delay of game. Watch the clock. I mean, tick, 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 tick. Now we're trying to get some audible in. Tick, 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 tick. The players are all looking around like, hey, what? Okay, listen. They had 20 seconds. There was 20 seconds on the clock when they're up to the line here. 19, 20. Who's confused? I don't know. Is the coach trying to call the play and looks like it? Could this be, hey, because the play calls are too long, da 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 da, or is your quarterback still just? I can't tell you, but there's no excuse for a delay a game here, neither on the quarterback or the coaches. Because you have some timeouts. You don't lose 5 yards right now. You just gave up a touchdown. This is an important drive to try to come back and regain momentum. And you take a 5-yard penalty while you have timeouts. And you had 20 seconds to figure the heck out whatever it is you wanted to figure out. Jeez. All right, so on this play, we're going to keep it real simple. Wide receiver misses his block. I don't have an issue with the play call right here. There was green grass. Guess what? Missouri did this to us all day. There's no reason this play doesn't work. I understand the sentiment of we ended up throwing like way too many wide receiver screens later, I believe. I haven't gotten to that yet, but I'm not upset about the play here, but the blocking was atrocious. I mean, Wells didn't even start the block. I mean, it's just bad. And if he got the block, there's room here. I mean, not hey, I'm gonna break it all the way down the field room, but Marion Brown's fast. He'd probably got up. We'd have had a manageable second and third down. Wells just doesn't block here. Wells just didn't block. Wells didn't block. Nothing wrong with the play call here. I don't have an issue with the play call. I'm not blaming this on the offensive coordinator. Wells did not block. Simple. All right, on this play is successful. One reason I'm picking on it, because mostly I'm just picking on things that didn't look successful. I don't have time to do a full-on breakdown. But this play ends up being successful, but was it the right place to go with the ball? I mean, look at once again, let's look at Spencer's eyes from the beginning of the play until he makes the pass. Where's he looking? Was this an RPO? Maybe, I don't know. Could have just been a play action. Probably play action. There's no craziness going on with the offensive line that says to me, hey, they're um, doing any kind of pull blocks or anything to set up a run. Offensive line holds really well. Spencer had plenty of time all day. Look where he's looking. He never looked anywhere else. This guy doesn't look anywhere else. He looks at one place the whole time. And while this is a beautiful pass, he put it in the only place his receiver can make the play. Was it the best play? I don't know. I don't have a sky cam, and I can't see where the other receivers might have been open or not. But he doesn't know because he never looked. He never looked. He doesn't look anywhere. Great pass. Beautiful arm. Can't read a field. All right, next play here. All right. Once again, our left tackle is going to have a breakdown here. I mean, this guy, he ain't playing well. I've seen this for a few games. But at the same time, let's come back just a little bit here. Watch Spencer's eyes. From the time the play starts, here we go. Boom. Spencer is now looking to pass immediately. He's looking for, I don't know if where he's looking, but he's looking all over here, whatever it is. He is directly locked in on trying to find his pass. He never looked to see where there might be pressure coming from, not once. Okay, and he could have gotten outside of the pocket here. He could have come out, to the outside over here to escape this. had he seen him a little earlier. That doesn't really give an excuse as to what's going on with the bumbling idiot moron right here. Watch, he looks like he's out of balance from the play, from the start of the play. Looks like he's drunk. I mean, honestly, watch him stumbling backwards. Oh, that guy didn't even push him hard. The guy didn't even push him hard. Now I say that, I'm like, it's a 200-something pound defensive lineman coming in. You probably don't take that much, but you're a 200-something pound offensive lineman. How do you get pushed back that easily? Come on, man. Come on. How do you get pushed back that easy? Once again, Spencer's still locked in, though, so even if he had it, he just... uh, uh, you got a quick under route there. You might have been able to get the ball out and try to let looks like Jalen Brooks right there make a play. He was out in front. I mean, it was possibly too late at that point. But don't tell me, hey, shit, Brooks is open right here before the man even gets onto him. That could have been a quick slant versus a drag route. There's still one fast play design in there, though. A drag route is a fast play. It's not a quick slant, but a drag route is a fast play. Okay, let's keep that in mind. It's not a lack of a fast play right there, but our offensive lineman and our quarterback completely fell right there. Well, I am not going to go back and redo this one. I had something I was saying on this play as I'm watching it and doing the full recording and getting all the plays together. I don't know what happened to my audio on this play. It's not there. I'm not even trying to go back and figure out what it was I was saying. This play didn't do much of anything. I probably said something about the O-line. Maybe Juju. I think Juju could have bounced it to the outside there or something, but whatever. All right, so on this play, we're gonna see some things like I just don't like the play design. I know that Spencer kind of gets pressure here, but do look at his drop back. That's his part of it. Now I don't know that his drop back would have saved him here, considering how much the pressure came through the center this time. Like could he have really stepped in the pocket? Maybe a little bit here and there, but then I mean, Because if he's up here, then he could have stepped through. I mean, it's got. When you keep dropping back, you definitely affect your O-line play, guys. Let's keep that in mind. But don't like. All right, these double under routes, these double under drags. You're going to see it again later in another play I'm going to break down. They just mesh up all your players into the middle. It's like, here's all your guys, you know, and Nate Atkins is coming open on the other side of that, but Spencer hasn't had a chance to see that yet, and so now this pass could have been better had it come like over top a little bit more air going towards the sideline, and especially over towards the first down marker a little bit more. This could have been a better pass, but Spencer was under heat. I don't want to criticize that too much on Spencer because, I mean, he was under heat. I do feel like some of it's a little self-inflicted, but at the same time, I'm not in love with this play design either. So it's just, I see this several times. It's like there's one later. Our guys are just so clogged up in the middle of the field because they're all running drag routes, crossing each other, and it just doesn't open anything up. Doesn't spread the defense out. Like I said, I mean, Spencer could have potentially, I do feel like Spencer could have left out the pocket over here when he saw the pressure, but he is always looking downfield, so he doesn't get the pressure. He doesn't see where the pressure is coming from well enough because he's never looking. He's always looking ahead to the pass. I will guarantee you, I haven't looked at it on this play yet, but I guarantee as I watch it, he's already looking at where he's looking. He was looking for Brooks, I believe. He scanned a little bit better this play. This is one of the best plays I've seen him actually move his head a little bit more on. So, if the pass would have been a little bit more air, a little bit more accurate, a little more over the top, potentially this could have worked out. There was another potential pass over here as well, but I just don't like the play design. I mean, call it what you will. I also don't like the play design. So, it is what it is. I'm going to end that one on this. All right, I want to talk about this play because you go, okay, this is simple. We get a false start here on number 52, and watch it. He definitely jumps. I mean, there's no question. Is he reacting to some player movement on the defensive line? Sure, but it wasn't in the neutral zone, which is why there was no penalty on the defense. The defensive linemen are allowed to move. Your offensive linemen are not. But what I do want to talk about here is obviously the false start sets us back. But earlier, the play I broke down earlier where it was, the left tackle let the guy through. It was Ja'Kai Moore, number 55. Now we have Jalen Nichols in. My only issue here is, and I'll have to go forward further in the game to see, hey, did they further leave Jalen Nichols in because they didn't feel like Ja'Kai Moore was picking up the blocks or something? I don't really know when Nichols came in. I wasn't paying attention to that. Honestly, I don't feel like going back to look. I'm not going to. I might. Who knows? My OCD is crap. But why are we subbing out, a lineman at this point in the game? It's not like you can't tell me our linemen are tired. So, you can also give up tendencies this way. So let's say they sub Ja'Kai Moore in because he's a better pass block. So you're potentially giving them the signal that says, hey, this is going to be a passing play. Or vice versa, you brought Ja'Kai Moore in because he's a better run blocker. So you might be tipping off the defense that it's a run play simply because of who you brought in for blocking. Put your 5 best linemen on the line and sub them out when they need rest. That's it. I understand matchups and certain plays are maybe better, but then you're giving tendencies. Then you're giving tendencies. Then you're telling the defense, well, probably going to run it because they brought this guy in. Probably going to pass it because they brought this guy in. Was the other guy hurt? What was Ja'Kai Moore hurt on this play? I'll see going forward. But right now, I don't understand the sub out anyway. All right, I want to go over this play. I mean, we get a first down out of it, but I mean, this was all Marshawn Lloyd, and this is the difference having Lloyd in versus our other running backs. CBS can block me on Twitter all he wants. He doesn't pull this off. He's not right now. He's not doing this. This was a read option. I can't fault Spencer on the read either way here because A, the running back was covered, and then B, the other defender had stayed back to play Spencer. So it wasn't like a pass fail, and I'd much rather the ball be in Lloyd's hands in this scenario than Spencer. So honestly, looks like the defender right here first makes contact with him, doesn't even think he has the ball. He was going for the quarterback. He thought so. Let's give Spencer some props there for selling that read in a way that allowed Marshawn to have a chance to make this play. I mean, and then it becomes all the whole Marshawn show, and only Marshawn makes this play right now. As far as between CBS, Marshawn, Juju, I'm not saying CBS and Juju can't, but Marshawn's on a different level right now. Marshawn is on a different level right now. All right, everybody's gonna be like, "Well, this was a great play." It's and then here's how simple things can be for people sometimes. Spencer made a great play right here by finding Austin Stogner, who he's watching the whole time. Once again, he's watching from the time he faked the handoff here. His eyes are locked on Stogner, 100%. Okay, 100%, 100%. We got the carry-on joiner coming on a drag route, so he would have been open underneath. So we had an underneath route available to him. We're going to come up here though. Juice Wells is going to be wide open. Wide open. This could have been a much bigger play. But Spencer is only looking at one person the entire time. Wide open Juice Wells. Wide open Juice Wells. Spencer never saw him. Spencer ain't the guy. Spencer ain't the guy. He's not the guy y'all thought he was coming to South Carolina. And I'm not telling you the kid doesn't have incredible arm talent. He just needs more developing. Period. The end. But I cannot, for the life of me, figure out why you wouldn't try another quarterback when you're down and it just ain't friggin' working. I know this drive's going to work out and all that. This is the scoring drive we had before the half, but whew. I was going to skip this play, but I decided to go ahead and show it because I want you to see, here's an issue that I do have on this play. I mean, it was a successful play. We get a comeback route to Wells, but you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of our guys, obviously including the running back and quarterback, are in the box themselves. You only got 2 guys at wide out positions, so you got one option here and one option down at the bottom of the field, which is where the pass is going to go to Wells. Where's everybody else? Who else? We're going to see Nate Atkins slip out, and he's going to come out into a. I don't even know if he was supposed to be in a route or not. I don't even know. Never looked like he was running a route. I don't even know. So, there's no reason to have this amount of people in our box blocking on 1st and 20. You go, oh, well, because Missouri was getting pressure, we needed extra blockers. No, not necessarily. Several of the times, the reason Missouri's got extra guys in the box is because we have extra guys in the box. We're not spreading the ball out. So there's a little bit of play calling issues here, right? Juju misses a block right there. It didn't matter. I don't think Spencer would have ever seen him anyway. He's probably completely locked in. I bet you he never even looks at Van. He doesn't. He knows he's going to Wells the whole time. He's just waiting on Wells. What if Wells hadn't been open? This play wouldn't have even been successful. Done with his quarterback, guys. He can't read the defense. He can't make progressions. He looks at one receiver the whole time. Done with his quarterback. All right. So here we go again. We've got a bunch of our players in the box and only 2 guys out wide. So I think it's 9 in the box, 2 out wide. Spencer's going to just walk in on the one side of the field too. As we've been seeing, he never. Y'all can go pause it and do all that. I've done it enough. Y'all can just trust what I'm telling you. The guy never looked. Okay, I watched these plays 4 or 5 times through before I start recording my voice to go with it, just so y'all know. And so I don't just make these decisions lightly. I think Wells should have come up with a pass right here, by the way. Regardless, I mean, go make the big play. Whatever, he didn't. I'm not mad at him for not, because he does make good plays, and you can't. But yeah, I mean, there's only two. There's only 2 receivers. There's only 2 people running a route here. Okay, they got 5 down linemen. The O-line held up fine. There's no whatever. Play calling's an issue too. I'm not retracting. I think I was looking at this going, hey, after the first few plays, I was like, well, this wasn't really on Satterfield for a couple plays here, and then your quarterback isn't good, and your offensive coordinator isn't good, and it makes us look like garbage. The offensive line hasn't been a huge issue. I just wanted to show the replay angle. Wells definitely should have caught this. I'm not saying the defender didn't make a good play, but he bobbled it. And I'm not mad. Once again, I'm not mad at the kid. He makes good plays all the time, but he could have caught this pass. Should have been caught. Didn't catch it. I don't think it's going to matter because I think we get a first down on the next play anyway. But still. Okay, so once again, the rat. The rat. Here we go with the rat. He gets a free play. We get a free play out of this. We got Austin going down the field here. And what we don't see as Wells is also going on a go route as well. But look at the play. Look at Juice. Look where Juice Wells is. Look where the safety is, covering Stogner. Juice Wells is well out in front of his guy, and the ball is thrown way underthrown. This could have been a touchdown then. This could have been a touchdown then. Spencer has a great arm that is totally inconsistent. Totally inconsistent. It was like, oh, well, it's a free play. I'll just toss it up there. No! No, make the best play you can, man. Make the best play you can. Throw that ball where your receiver can go get the touchdown. Right there. I don't see anything else on the play to really break down. I mean, we see an underneath guy here. That might even be Bell. I mean, it doesn't matter because Bell never even got a touch. So, it didn't matter. We wouldn't want the underneath on that because of the flag. It went where it should have went. It was just underthrown. All right, we've got the replay angle here on that last play, so I'm going to go ahead and run it. You will see that our underneath guy was definitely open, so he could have gone there if he so chose. I'm not upset where he decided to go, but what you're going to notice is, once again, he's only locked in one side of the field, one side of the field, one side of the field. This guy got open too. I don't even know who that is. I'm not even sure who that is. Was that Juju coming out of the backfield? What number is that? No. I swear, what person is this? I'd have to go back and see what player that was. I swear it says 25 on the jersey. I could be wrong, but this pass was definitely underthrown. But I mean, Spencer wouldn't have known if anybody else was open on the field because he never looked anywhere else. Jeez, man. All right. So we get a pass interference out of this. I'll just kind of let the play run through while I'm talking. We get a pass interference out of this, but I don't like the play design. It's 3rd and 7. You need a first down. Okay? This is definitely one of those plays where most of the routes are going downfield. You see all the receivers taking off downfield. Only, I guess this is Marshawn Lloyd is an underneath route here. He wouldn't have gotten a first down if he was targeted because that route's too shallow. And everybody else is downfield. Now, if you look up to the top of the screen, you will see that one of the receivers looks like maybe he's on a deep curl route there. Okay, so that could have been great and all, but man, situational play calling. Like great for a second down play, not so great for a third down play where you got to get a first down. If we don't get the interference here, we don't get a first down. Okay, and you didn't set up a play for a first down here. You set up a play for a long gain. I just woof woof woo. All right, I'm gonna put this one on the offensive line and the blocking here because our right tackle here just kind of lets that guy slide through. I don't understand what the thought process is there. Who was supposed to pick up this block if he wasn't? I mean, was one of the bunch receivers or tight end right here, whatever he is at the end. I think that's Amarian Brown, and maybe I don't even know. It's hard to know. It is Brown. Was he expecting that guy to pick that up because he looks like he thought he was supposed to go out there and block? But certainly our right tackle had a chance to help this play be more open. Okay, it certainly could have gotten a positive gain out of this, but the blocking, yeah, I mean the guy just slides right through. It just doesn't look like the blocker knew he was supposed to be blocking that guy. I don't know how he doesn't know that. I understand we have man blocking and zone blocking and all this, but that's the guy that's the closest to you. That's the guy. The play's coming that direction. If that guy doesn't get blocked and he gets through the backfield, you got to know. So I don't see as an offensive lineman how you can't know you got to block that guy right there. But okay, whatever. All right, so we get a free play again on this one. Rattler rushes it. He he's perceiving pressure here, I guess. I mean, he's been a little pressured today, so guys, not a lot because we ain't been on the field very long. Let's be very clear. So, blaming everything on the O line for the first 2 series. Actually, I've already shown. Actually, yeah, I mean, some here, there, yeah, but we ain't been on the field long enough to say, that we were pressured all day. We weren't pressured here. If Spencer waits just another another second or two, he could have been throwing this to the end zone versus throwing it to there. There was zero reason he didn't try to allow Jalen Brooks to get a little bit further ahead because if you watch, Jalen does have a step on his. He's out in front. I mean, it's a half step, right? Because he is out in front. He's not behind the player. And he's getting separation even more right here as the ball's coming in, which tells me he probably could have gotten a little bit more separation had Spencer held up just a minute and then waited to where he could have thrown the ball to the end zone. Didn't. Oh well. I'm not going to sit here and harp on this all day. Let me see some other things real quick. Is there any, there's definitely no underneath routes on this play. There's no underneath routes on this play. It's all deep plays. It's all deep plays. Wow. Okay. All right. Once again, we've got tons of our players in the box and only 2 spread out wide. Okay, I believe it's only 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There might be 3 people out wide, 3 wide receivers in this pattern because I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. No, only 2. There's only 2 players out in the pattern because there's 9 people around our line of scrimmage, including the quarterback and running back. So I'm not happy that this keeps being a thing. You can go, oh, well, you're keeping them in to keep pressure. Now, they do keep throwing these delayed blitzes in there and stuff, you know, but with so many people in the box, they can do that. And because we're never spreading it out, that allows them to do that. Juice Wells makes a decent catch here, a good catch on honestly, a poorly thrown ball. Why is the ball so high right here? It didn't need to be. Got to make sure it gets over. I mean, he had a straight line pretty much to them, so it needed to be down a little bit. So Wells could have potentially made a bigger play on it. But I say that as Wells also got stripped. Lucky the ball didn't land in bounds. Jeez, man. Jeez. Play calling is not good here. It's just, not happy that I keep seeing our box full of our offense, allowing them to have so many defensive players in our box, and then the perception of pressure that's not really there, we're allowing them to because of the numbers we're putting in the box. Spread our guys out more often. All right, on this play, we're going to see, basically I just feel like Juju could have kicked it to the outside and got the first down here. He tries to force it up the middle. All the blocks are really pinched in. Juju could have easily swung it to the outside right there. All he had to do was he could have been like, hey, I just got to get the one, and I get that, but if it was third down, I'd be a little bit more concerned, that he didn't go straight ahead. A scenario where he tried to do too much or something. This is a good scenario where Juju could have tried to do more. If he bounces it to the outside up here, he gets a big play, honestly, because all the defenders were pinching in, trying to shut down the middle run right there. Whatever. Now, I'm only doing this. I mean, this is a successful play. This is a play I love just because, we ran this against A&M as well, where we put Bell in the backfield. Now, I don't know why Bell isn't lined up here and Lloyd isn't here. Don't ask me. I think it's backwards. But what I like is the fact that he's back here and the play's not going to him. It's going to Lloyd closer up front. Lloyd powers in, gets the first down. By the way, Marshawn Lloyd is a powerful enough runner to push through the piles and stuff. Just as much as we claim CBS is. I don't know why we think that we have to have CBS to be this power runner in certain scenarios we've tried this year. And it worked out in certain times and whatnot. I'm not saying taking anything away from CBS. What I'm saying is Marshawn is a powerful runner too. He can push the pile too. Okay. Height-wise and frame-wise, Juju, CBS, and Marshawn are all about the same size, and height-wise, Juju's like an inch shorter, but he's like 30 pounds lighter than both those guys because CBS and Marshawn are like 210 or so, 215. All right, so they're built a little different at that same height. And we bring Marshawn in, we power it in. Great. Boom. Nice. Awesome. Move on. All right, I'm going to pick apart this play. Even though it's successful, it could have been more successful. But watch Spencer. He decided a long time ago he's going to Jalen Brooks. I mean, he'd been decided that's where he was going. And possibly by play design, they were looking to isolate Brooks out there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But look here. We're going to have one of our guys come out of this bunch formation, which is what you want. This is something you really want when you work these bunches. His guy gets tangled up right here. I mean, Missouri did this to us several times. Okay? So, who is that? Is that Wells? It's hard to always tell their numbers. I think it's Wells. It looks like Wells is coming out of that wide open. Okay? This could have been a touchdown right there. But Rattler never looked there. He only looked to one place. Okay? And let's keep in mind, the route was going to have to develop. If he had looked off to the right there, he'd have seen this play opening up at the top and still had time to come back and make the play to Brooks. Sorry, not. I mean, maybe not. Might not have, but I mean, he just never looked. He only locks in on one receiver every time. Pretty much every play I have seen so far, he's locked in on one guy. From the time the play starts, he's already locked in. All right, so I'm going to pick this play apart real quick. It looks like it's probably a design, ISO play to Stogner. So I'm not going to, fault Spencer, I guess, for being locked in on Stogner. I mean, he could have looked it off a little bit first and then came back to Stogner. And it also gave Stogner a little bit more time to develop his route right here because right now he's just being jammed. Spencer is starting to throw the ball before Stogner has even gotten off of his, defender right here. He's getting jammed up, so he doesn't even know where Stogner is going to be able to be open or where Stogner is going to be able to make the play by the time he's released the ball. This could have possibly been a back shoulder throw, but he wouldn't have had a chance to know that because he threw it so early.
Get inside the 3.
He does make a good decision to see the green, and he sees the
Rattler
and an ability to get out here, and he doesn't do it at other times, so that'd be something to pick up.
Flushed out.
All he needs to do is sprint to the pylon. Sprint! Sprint to the side over there, dude.
Can run it.
I'm a field, and I'm a big diving play on the inside right here, which he continues to do. Spencer, just run to the sideline, to run to the pylon, bro. You're fast enough that you would have beat them over here. This could have been disastrous yet again. What is this dive thing he's doing? Boy, he's gonna get his neck broke doing this too. I mean, he keeps diving into these plays head first like he does. He's gonna mess up his neck, man. This is just sprint to the pylon there. Sprint to the pylon! How hard is that? Sprint to the edge. I've said this on Spencer on his run several times. Like he's lazy and doesn't want to just sprint. Sprint! It's not hard. So I know a lot of people are probably going to say, oh, O-line, or whatnot, because, I mean, I think there's a sack on the play. But if you watch, they're pressing through, but that's, Rattler's drop back is so deep. I mean, they're going to beat you on the edge every time if your guy's dropping back that far. He actually steps up in the pocket, which he has done better, but indecisiveness here. Like, he can't see that this guy's right here. Look at all this green grass out here. And he's got plenty of room before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. If he runs out here, stays away from this guy, you're going to see plenty of play opening up here because this guy's he's going to start biting on Rattler. That means one of these two guys would have been open. Was there any slants or anything else that, could have been a quicker pass play on this? No. So maybe, pass design wasn't the best in the world, but at the same time, there's no reason Rattler got caught here. This guy was, being blocked by two people, and he basically runs into him. I mean, look how slow he's moving right here at that point. There's no urgency behind this kid when he's moving around. All he had to do was see how he trotted, like he starts to sprint. Okay, it's like he steps up, he starts to sprint, but no, I don't need to sprint. Yeah, you do. You need to get ahead and finish getting past this guy and get out of the pocket and move off to the right side over there where you're looking. You see, I think you see that something was about to come open over there, but you had no urgency getting away. I mean, you run into the guy as much as anything right here. He's basically running into the guy right here. I mean, he had plenty of space. Oh man. All right. Missouri does not bring some great pressure here or anything like that. The blocking definitely just wasn't great on this play because we see, a guy split through. Once again, I feel like it's like they're trying to get past the first block and get to the next block without making sure that the first guy can't get through and blow up the play. This may be this zone blocking scheme. We keep hearing about these guys just aren't good at zone blocking. Or whatnot. You got to block the first guy. You can't just let somebody come through the line and hope that your teammate's going to pick up the block. And maybe if Juju was sprinting hard to the outside right here, he's obviously trying to read where the hole is coming from. And looking to go back up the middle there. But then it's like, oh crap, there's a guy coming right here. That's hesitancy right there. Though. You get what I'm saying? Like Juju's needed to be full on gas pedal to the edge because the middle's clogged up already. Right from the get-go, the middle's clogged up. So, I mean, he needs to make that right now. He needs to be darting full speed to the outside. And I'm not saying he was going to get there. I'm not saying that guy through the middle wasn't going to get him anyway, but he's just kind of, for me, and I'll just rewind it. We'll watch it in full speed because things look different in slow mo and full speed. So let's make sure. Like I said, I don't want to be too hard on. Definitely, the blocking broke down on that, and that could come back to the scheme of our blocking as well. So, oof. All right. So while the blocking was basically atrocious on this play, you're going to see a player wide open right down the middle of the field. Where's Spencer looking? To the outside. Doesn't ever even sees his guy in the middle of the field. Um, you know, it could have potentially broke too. I'm not sure if that's Bell right there. I don't see the number on him, but it looks like, yeah, I think that is Bell. It looks like 0. Yeah, it looks like 0 to me. So we know Bell has huge playmaking ability. Right here, pass should be gone to Bell right now. Boom. Of course, Bell ain't looking for it. So there's that. Possibly because his route's designed to go super deep. Sometimes you just put that ball in that guy's hands right there in the middle of the field. Yeah, he was never looking for it. So long developing play, no out to go to. The line breaks down. We're screwed. I mean, still, I would have tried to have gotten rid of that ball to that guy before having, just, I don't know. I don't know, guys. Not a great play call, but Spencer also he's just ain't the guy. I mean, maybe another OC makes Spencer look worlds better. Maybe another OC makes that kid look worlds better. But one's got to change. One's got to change. Either the OC or the quarterback. All right, so I like this play. it's going to be a wide receiver screen, but it's going to come from blocking from the O-line versus the other receivers having to block for it. They put Leggett more in a slot position here to where, he's more midfield catching the pass, and the linemen are making the blocks for him. So it opens up big. Leggett, boom, Leggett has really been stepping up since the 2 drops that were interceptions. He's trying hard to make up for those guys. He's playing his heart out. We've seen some really strong play from that kid since those. So, let's forgive those and let's just look at, the fact that he is making plays for us now. Now, big issue here. I'm pretty sure Leggett goes out after this play. Nope, he's still in. Okay, all right. There's one of them. He makes a play later, and he gets pulled out after. It just didn't make sense to me. But whatever. So you got to get the play. You got to keep the hot players in. Well, sure. Why not? Let's go a back-to-back wide receiver screen to Leggett. He's hot, I guess. And Stoddard makes the block here. Up the field. The play design was different, obviously, earlier in the one where Wells missed a block earlier in the game. The defense was set up differently. That play would have still been successful had Wells made the block. We had space here. The play works. Leggett makes back-to-back really good plays. Awesome job by that kid. And now, of course, he's pulled out. 2 plays. He's super tired. He needs to be pulled out of the game. Now, I'm not saying blocking was great here once again. But maybe the difference here is Lloyd and Juju. There's going to be a little seam here where Juju could have slid through right there. Okay? But instead he tries to cut it back, and he runs head into two defenders at this point, So, when you ask me, what's the difference? Ball carrier vision's a thing. Finding that little hole would have been important right here. You know what I mean? It just, I'm not saying it's on him. I'm just looking at some possibilities, what could have been different in this play. It still wasn't great. And, you've got 3 down linemen, only four blitzers, 4 people, trying to get to the backfield initially. So you got numbers. I don't know how nobody gets out there and picks up the next guy. I don't understand how you're letting these guys push you. He needed to follow the blocking there too. It's a combination. It's a combination. There was a little. The blocking was going to that side. He tried to cut it back and make a bigger play. Wrong timing for that. You needed to do that earlier and didn't. Psst. All right, so on this play, it's all deep routes. It's now today I'm finding more plays this go around. Last, like when we went against Kentucky, there was all this complaining about long developing deep routes, and there were actually plenty of under routes and stuff that weren't being seen and whatnot. I'm seeing more long developing. And I wonder sometimes when people are pointing stuff out, they find the one play from the Kentucky game that this is, the problem was a long developing play. I don't want to say the one, but, because they saw several of them in maybe another matchup, and then they turn around and go, all of these plays are like this. And it's not always the case, but in this case, definitely everything's going downfield. I can't see the receivers to tell you who was the best option, but this is definitely a bad pass. I don't know if he could have put anywhere else either, because if he throws a little more shallow, it had to be a perfect pass. At the same time, where's the rush? You in a hurry here, buddy? Is your offensive line not holding up for you right now? Do you have to force it down the field? Could you have maybe, let all the play go downfield and then pick up some yards with your legs? Most definitely. Play calling wasn't great. Quarterback wasn't great either. All right. Obviously, on this play, the offensive line doesn't do a great job, so it keeps being a mixed bag in this game. Sometimes the O-line isn't playing well. Sometimes they are, and I'm sure they were getting blamed on plays they were playing well on. The initial blocking breaks down, the guy slips through, but Rattler does a good job here and slides away. However, same guy that allowed that guy to get through, it looked like in the first place, is now just looking back going, oh man, I let that guy through. What's going on back there? Instead of turning around and looking for the next guy to block. Because he could be blocking this guy. But he's not. That's Jalen Nichols again. Uh, Fortunately, Rattler has enough time. I believe the big thing, and one of the things I want to highlight here, is Josh Vann probably came off route to come back to bail out his quarterback. I don't see any of our other receivers doing that very regularly. It's like they're on the route and then they're not paying attention to anything else. Josh Vann seems to be the one receiver we can count on to come back, find his quarterback when he's in trouble, and make sure that he's there to bail out the play. So, you know, I had some different opinions on Van at the beginning of the year, but by now he's been playing really well lately for us. He's playing hard. I don't know if he's getting enough snaps, but I mean, there's so many people in that wide receiver room, and Juice Wells to me just seems like he wants to make big plays, but doesn't block well all the time. He doesn't come back to his quarterback when he needs to. Josh Vann seems to do the small things that are more important, and he's not on the field. So I can't. It's hard to judge all that because do you take Brooks off the field in the big plays he's had? Do you take I mean I don't know. I don't know. Just to confirm, since we got the replay angle, yep, Josh Vann is going this way on the play. He looks back. He sees the plays breaking down. He's like, oh, no. But I got to go find a hole. Got to go find somewhere for my quarterback to be able to give me the ball. So, yes, Josh Vann did that. And that's Josh Vann being Josh Vann. Love that kid. Falling back in love with him all over again. Been great lately. All right, let's break this down because I'm not happy with the play design here. I mean, Marshawn Lloyd is coming out of the backfield, so there was going to be an under route here. So actually, it's not the worst thing. This is all on Spencer for me because he's not under pressure this time. O-line's holding up fine. They only sent 3. I mean, we got plenty of time here. There's no rush. There's no rush. Marshawn could have come open, but all the rest of the plays are downfield. Was this guy open more? I don't know. It's hard to tell that once the ball's been thrown in the air because people obviously, react and they've shifted and moved. So maybe it wasn't as open. Maybe it was, but Spencer tends to lock in. I mean, look, watch. Spencer is watching one thing the whole way. The whole way he's looking for the one target. Lucky this wasn't picked off, and I guess it was Josh Vann. It's like once he gets a pass to one guy, he's got to go back to him again, no matter what. Like, hey, that's my guy now. No, dude, they're all your guys, dude. You got a whole field full of guys, man. You got a lot of good receivers, dude. Don't look at one the whole time. If he doesn't force this ball, he could probably get a little under route here to Marshawn. And also, there's green grass everywhere. There is plenty of room for him to run to. This play is 100% Spencer, minus the fact that there's a bunch of deep routes, and no quick game right there. But I mean, didn't need a quick game right there because we had plenty of protection anyway. So I could say, well, Satterfield didn't put any slants in. He didn't put this in. But the Didn't need any of that because there were other options. Spencer never looked for them. All right, let's break this one down. Reality is, Atkins maybe could have got the pass here. He might could have thrown past the backfield or to the guy coming out of the backfield here. There's some different options. No, Atkins wasn't really open. That's okay. He pulled the ball down. He saw the green grass. He makes the run. Hey, that's great. He needed to be ready to slide here. He had enough room to make the play. This diving, somebody needs to stop this kid. Somebody needs to stop this kid from doing this before he's hurt. Yeah, he gives up a fumble at one point doing the same thing. He needs to stop doing that. Somebody needs to do some fundamental, this is how you run with the ball. Because they haven't developed that part of his game at all. Nobody has developed Spencer into how to run with the ball as a quarterback. At all. At all. Zero. Okay? Well, his quarterback coach out in Arizona, whatever, blah, 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 developed his arm. He developed all this fancy footwork stuff for getting outside of the pocket. He never developed his, hey, this is how you stay in the pocket. He never developed a lot of other things, and he was supposed to be a dual threat quarterback. This guy is not a dual threat quarterback. In athleticism and the speed that he has to be a dual threat, sure. He doesn't know how to run the ball. He needs some serious developing on how he's supposed to run the ball. This is actually a really nice wide receiver screenplay. It should have broke for more, but the blocking. So Marion Brown makes a good block here. The O lineman is coming out to make the second block, but right here, Wells kind of trips up. He stumbles. I don't know. Maybe it's on this guy's foot, but he's definitely already off balance. He might have tripped himself up. I don't know. He could have caught this guy's foot, but he's off balance. So when the initial hit comes, he can't even fight that off. This could have been a bigger play. I'm not upset with the play call here. We had the leverage. We haven't actually thrown a lot of wide receiver screens to this point in the game, guys. So, so far I've only seen, a couple, 2, 3, maybe 4, so it's not been some significant amount to this point. And then again, we haven't had the ball very long, so, but it is what it is on that. But yeah, I mean, this could have been a bigger play. It just wasn't. Sometimes it just doesn't happen, right? The guy gets a little tripped up or whatnot. That happens. All right, now this is where we're starting to be like, okay, dude, how many wide receiver screens can we throw back to back? Because, I mean, we just threw one that got a yards. Maybe they said, oh, that one almost broke. It could have, if the defender, if we got a little bit better blocking or Wells didn't trip up or whatever, we're going to throw another one. Now, Wells needed, I would say somebody needed to block the first guy here. Like, this guy needs to get blocked to give a chance for Brown to even make a play on this guy, because if that guy got blocked, Brown could at least got a few yards out of this, but because that guy didn't get blocked, the angle he has to take, Wells goes to block the guy downfield first, but Brown could have made a play on that guy if the first guy was blocked. So I'm not going to say Wells didn't, Wells or whoever, this might be Leggett. No, it's Brooks. Leggett, I think it was Brooks. I'm not going to say and blame them and say, hey, they missed a block there. I mean, they kind of did, but those are hard to judge. But, it looks like maybe play calling starting to get a little predictable here. But, yeah, this could have broke a little bit better, a little bit better blocking there. It didn't. Could have, I guess. Okay, guys, we've seen this play, a little too frequently. This is the same kind of place Savell Newton has been, upset about. And sometimes they break. I mean, hey, Missouri's had these plays work out for them in the same game. But they're in zone coverage. They see Marshawn coming out of the backfield, and, it looks like it was probably designed. And if it was man coverage, it probably worked great. Zone coverage, there's three guys left over there. He wasn't going to get the first down, even if he caught the ball. Of course, he does drop the ball, so there's that. At the same time, I don't know how much, the play call is said, hey, this is to go to Marshawn, versus, hey, this is set up, but look at all these guys right here. First of all, I don't like this. Once again, all of our guys all bunched up together right here. It's a lot harder to identify where your guys are and where the threats could be because you got so many players grouped together right here and another one even coming through. If Spencer steps up in the pocket a little bit here, okay, versus, forcing it over there, he could have potentially passed it to Van here. He could have passed, there's some other options. Could have passed it to these guys as they were coming out of that little cluster. He would have had just enough time to maybe identify one of those guys, but could also be that the play design was 100% supposed to go to Marshawn the whole way. So, and I can't know that. I mean, it's obviously set up for that kind of route where it looked like we were trying to get Marshawn out there, and we've had some success on that play, but you can't run it forever every time and expect success on it. Quick slants, all kinds of other stuff could have been on here. I love quick slants against zones, and this whole having all of our guys all bubbled up in the center. Look at this wasted, you know, four guys standing in the middle. This is play calling as much as anything. So. And what do you know? Another wide receiver screen here. I mean, play calling is starting to get a lot less creative all of a sudden. When we need the most, it's becoming the least. This wasn't even the issue in the first half. Like I said, we didn't have the ball a lot in the first half, but the one good scoring drive we had, I mean, I think we did have a couple of wide receiver screens to get on that drive to open it up and whatnot. But I mean, back to the wide receiver screen. Here we go again. Go ahead, Savell. Have a field day on this one, buddy. Same route again. Same play again. And once again, it looks like they're probably in zone, so it gets blown up because there's nobody committed to anybody. They're not getting caught in a crossing pattern and leaving an ISO over there. Same play again. And credit to, I mean, maybe it's man. I can't tell 100%. I don't think it is because just if you watch the guy that makes the play, he's just sitting back there. He wouldn't have been manned up on Juju. That wouldn't have been Juju's guy, and he's not tight on anybody else. You get what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure this is zone coverage. And it's the same play again, and this is not going to work against zone. And Clayton White should probably take some notes about how to run zone and mix in zone and man versus so much man himself. He should take some notes as well because his schemes are no better than Marcus Satterfield's. I'm going to pause there because I do realize as I'm watching this through and bringing my recordings together, I'm not going to replace my video. But this isn't the exact same play because this was actually a halfback screen. So this was a halfback screen, but these guys are way too far downfield for that. I didn't even catch that the first time. I thought they were receivers. I'm surprised we didn't get an eligible receiver downfield on this, quite honestly. So yeah. Anyway, I was a little wrong. It wasn't the same little play that we had done, but similar. I mean, it's getting predictable. So whatever. Either way, become obvious. And Missouri was able to take advantage of that on their side too. So, all right. So on this play, yeah, the D line doesn't. I mean, the O line doesn't do a great job. I was looking at it going, man, this is probably the most pressure or most rushers Mizzou sent all game because everybody's like, oh, they dialed up so many pressure and so many blitzes and stuff. But honestly, they're not sending lots of guys. They're not really sending a lot of guys. They haven't sent more than 5 so far that I've noticed, and this is 5 again. Spencer's dropping so far back. He could have already been stepping up into the pocket by now. Now it's like, oh, I got to step up. Yeah, block. The right tackle did all right, but because Spencer's so far back, there's no pocket, and Spencer would have been, if he'd have been up into the pocket, he would have been able to escape out to the side. Okay, so as much as I want to say, hey, the line didn't do a great job there, Spencer also contributed to that. Okay, and that continues to be a theme. Sometimes the quarterback also has to do work. At the other side of this, everything's going downfield. There's no unders. I mean, of course, we needed 14 yards, but I mean, you also got to have something for your quarterback to bail out too. Everything can't go downfield and take forever to develop. Okay, and we're just seeing this over and over and over again this game. So it's there's combination things going on here. There's play call. There's the O line breaking down sometimes. There's Spencer not knowing how to react when the O line breaks down. There's just so much in this game. That's not to take away from Satterfield at all. He's a problem, but Rattler's a problem. And the blocking scheme may be a problem, but I think our O linemen are decent for the most part. So we should probably still lay off of those guys at least a little bit. Just you got to remember Mizzou has a good defensive line. We knew that going into the game. I said that going into the game. It's not going to be the same defensive line that we've been going against the last several games. We have to play a little bit different, but there's no quick game. Yeah, I know we need a deep pass here, but if there was like some sort of quick route to come underneath all that, it could have dumped it off to that person and tried to allow them to make the play. There's nothing here, and we lose yards. Rattler needs to step up in the pocket. The O-line needs to protect a little better. Play call needs to be better. Simple. Yeah, initially you go, okay, well, exactly what's going on with this play? Why would you highlight it, as far as bad play or whatever? I'm going to tell you why. First and foremost, we see most of everybody's going downfield in this particular one. Then we're going to see Austin Stogner slide out after a block. It's a delayed block or a delayed route off of a block, okay? But I feel like either A, they were 100% designing it to just go to Austin Stogner and not design a play that had multiple options in it, which is I can't get. I mean, I understand there's always a first option on any play. But if this was your first option on this play, and that's why you'll notice this time Spencer isn't actually locked in on any receiver. He's watching the line this time. He's more or less watching the line, it looks like. I feel like, to see where the pressure's coming from and waiting for everybody to get downfield and let Stogner slide out the back and get this. Basically, effectively a swing pass now again. Okay, so it works great and all of that, but I mean, and a more clever play design than say, Juju or Marshawn just running out of the backfield, on those routes like they haven't, in this game that haven't been successful. But just play calling is not nice. It's not good. All right, on this play, we're going to see that there is a quick slant here by Juice Wells. It's covered. Okay, but it's covered in the simple fact that the linebacker is kind of backing up. I don't know if he's spying here, what's going on. The other issue is this ball should have already come to Atkins at this point. Not now. Now it's too late. Now that the vendors have stepped up, this guy had to back up to help with the coverage on the quick out or the quick slant, and so the spacing was open initially. I had any issues with the pass blocking here. Pass blocking was fine. This guy was blocked, and then the tight end slid off just like he's supposed to. So almost similar to the last play with Austin Stogner, by the way. Just FYI, I mean, where we're doing a delayed block and letting the tight end try to get out there. Pass should have just already come. But I don't like the play calling here. I don't like the play calling, but Spencer also doesn't do a great job with it either. There was a quick slant there. Not sure if that was the best time for a quick slant. There was no under. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you go back and watch my defensive breakdowns, look how close these guys are. There's no space right here for the quick slant. You know what I mean? So he's running a quick slant. Would have been fine if it was one-on-one without this guy here. Okay? You want quick slants to run into areas where there's nobody at. That's the whole point of the quick slant, Now, it could have been that they thought he was blitzing, so they had the quick slant designed to go where they thought he was blitzing from. He didn't blitz, whatever. He drops into coverage. And once again, this is what I don't see Clayton White doing. There's no mix-ups of the defense where it looks like one thing, but it's another. He's either blitzing or he's dropping into a soft zone, and he plays man coverage a lot with one or two safeties back or whatnot. But I mean, it's almost always the same stuff. When he does zone, there's never like zone blitzes, especially not in this game. This is the first game I really stopped and broke down the D, but. Focusing on the offense here, the play wasn't great all the way around. The O-line was fine, though. All right, so on this play, obviously the D gets penetration with just four, not any crazy exotic blitz, just four linemen. Their defensive ends are really good, and they are creating a lot of issues. But also, while the lineman misses the block, CBS is so late to react to this. I mean, that's super late reactions for him to decide, oh, hey, I need to help out with that block. Too late. Spencer never saw it coming either, or he could have stepped out to the right. But once again, where are Spencer's eyes? Looking downfield. Watch Spencer. He's watching. He's looking for the play to open up over here. How many times are we going to line up Wells and Stogner together? You don't think they're starting to figure that out, by the way. But because he's already looking for the pass, he never saw the blitz coming. He potentially could have gotten away from this if he was looking for the pressure that he never looked for, because he was already looking downfield. O-line, running back, and quarterback totally messed this one up. I mean, as far as the play calling, you got Amari and Brown coming under drag. They're zoning a lot on this, man. I mean, they got these two guys. I don't know if they're spies, because it looks like they're a man down the field, or they're underneath zone 4-man coverage. In other words, like instead of doing too deep, they're having like you run man, you'll have two guys in zone coverage back. You use usually the safeties. You can also run man, but have these guys covering under in a zone coverage the same way. So that might be what they're doing several times here to try and take away some things that they're keying in on us and our tendencies. So. All right, now a lot of people were mad at this play. I'm not going to say I was mad at it because, I mean, you throw screens in long down situations because you don't want to take risk with the ball, and give up, a turnover or whatnot. At the same time, you're not, I mean, you're at the 33. You're not way out of your opponent's territory yet. So, yeah, you got to be careful. But if you get a deep downfield route and it's intercepted, this is as good as a punt too. So, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like sitting here going, oh, I'm so mad, because you'll see these break too, and then people will say that the coordinator was a genius here. You know what I mean? The coordinator was a genius to call that. You know, and the blocking maybe got out there a little faster. Maybe it would have broken for more. You know, not bad. I mean, you know, nothing went wrong as far as on the play. Just you know, I don't agree with the play calling there either, guys. Don't worry. But I'm also not like I say as mad as a lot of people were with it, because I mean we're not the only team in the world that every team does it. It's a 3rd and 18, and you're going to dump it off to something like that and try to let your guy go make a play versus the risk of a turnover. I would say situationally though, that is we're down 2 scores. We can't do that in this situation. That would be the key. 3rd and 18 earlier in the game, I'm is closer. I'm okay with it. This situation, not okay with it. All right. So now this play, everybody's like, I don't like screens, but I mean, dude, guys, screens are good. They've been zone coverage on us a lot, and screens are really good against zone. So I don't know why it took so long for us to get to a halfback screen. Quite honestly, this is literally the first halfback screen the whole game. And you're putting Juju McDowell in the game, who's good at halfback screens. He's had some big plays off of halfback screens this year. Everything's been wide receiver screen. I don't have an issue with this play call right here. I like the play call. It's going to be successful. Could have got maybe a little more out of it. But we should have seen some more of these. We should have seen some more halfback screens. 100% should have seen some more halfback screens. That would have taken care of those little under guys and stuff, that we're talking about are staying in on these little zone or spy looking situations. And, that would have, why did it take till the 4th quarter, to the end of the 4th quarter, before we ever saw a halfback screen? Woo! All right, I'm going to go over this play. Obviously, the line breaks down, but also Juju didn't pick up the block. Our running backs are not good blocking backs. I will tell y'all that. All season long, and it's barely any reason to even have them in there. You only had 4 people. This wasn't once again, I haven't seen any great multitude of blitzers coming in, and not insane blitzers like everybody was acting. They really didn't do any huge dial up the blitz plays on us. The D line, when they got through, usually it was the D line doing it. And quite honestly, obviously, our offensive line was putrid on these plays. Overall, they weren't awful in the whole game. It wasn't like they were putrid the whole game, but the plays they that were on the O line were putrid. I mean, this guy just runs right past them, dude. He just runs right past them. And Juju's so late to react there to help. I could put a little bit on Rattler and say because of his drop back and not stepping in the pocket, I suppose. But he didn't have anywhere to step up into because this guy's coming through the center of the line. It's harder to step up in the pocket when a guy's coming through the center. Juju needed to help out there. And once again, hey, look what play it was again. This is all they were waiting on. They were waiting on Stogner to get open. Wow. So creative with the play design there. Same play we've already seen. Wow. Wow. All right, so here now, we're going to see, Spencer just backpedaling. There could have been a pocket. He could have been stepping up in the pocket here. 100%. This one's on Spencer as far as not stepping up in the pocket. As far as play design, it doesn't look great either, though. You see a bunch of guys taking off downfield. You see Stogner here. Where's the middle of the field stuff? both of our coordinators, it's like all or nothing. I don't get it. It's like they're all in the middle of the field, they're all downfield, they're all shot. Same thing with the damn defensive coordinator too, guys. It's all blitzes or all soft zone. It's nothing creative from either one of our coordinators. This guy can take all the credit in the world, but between the play calling, having nothing available to Spencer, and Spencer backpedaling, and then realizing that after that amount of time that he needed, look how much room he has. If he's standing up in the pocket where he should be, he could have easily scooted out to make a play. I'm putting this mostly on Rattler because of falling so far back. Play calling wasn't great either, though. So, Jesus. All right, and this is our final play of the game, guys. I mean, this is it. And if you watch this play, I'm not in love with the play calling necessarily, but Rattler is, this is on Rattler once again. He's gonna watch. He's watching where he wants the ball to go the whole time, and it's gonna get picked off. Okay. If you watch, he also doesn't step up in the pocket. I know he's going to get hit on this, right there, but had he already stepped up in the pocket, things would have been different, okay? Because he never stepped up in the pocket, it changes the angle of what his offensive lineman can block at. And there was a lot of green grass over on this side of the field, so if he did step up in the pocket and nobody was open, he could have ran it over there, kept the drive alive. I understand that we're running out of time. We need big plays, but this ain't the way to do it. This is the way to close out a losing game. This is it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give my final thoughts as we're watching this play, and just kind of talk about, overall, the O-line wasn't awful, but they were putrid on the plays that were their fault. Let's say it like that. But then, look, defensive line for Missouri is good, and we knew that going in, so we should expect that sometimes they were going to get through. O-line didn't really play a bad game. I know they're taking a lot of heat. Like I said, on the plays that were their fault, they were putrid. It was really bad. But for the most of the game, there was good protection. We had protection. Spencer didn't step up in the pocket. Spencer was locked in on one receiver pretty much every play. He never scans the field. He doesn't scan the defensive line. He pretty much, as soon as the play snaps, he's looking to where he wants the play to go, and that's it. On the final thought here as well, as far as this goes, the offensive coordinator his play calling has been bad. It wasn't good at UK. It wasn't good at Texas A&M. We got those wins, and I was all over Marcus Satterfield about leaving points and stuff on the field. Situational play calls, all of that. I brought all that up after the wins, and a lot of people were like, well, we won. We got to be happy. No, that's not my job. My job is to bring the truth, or the truth as I see it, for me, and the angles I get to work with, and the knowledge I have to work with about what's going on. And that includes listening to a press conference, seeing what the coaches have to say. Guess what? Coaches didn't have nothing to say after this one. So I just full open for interpretation, But situational play calling is awful. Continues to be awful. You see this guy streaking down the middle of the field. Potentially the play could have gone there. Receivers are never looking back to the quarterback when they are open. It's like they know that their route's supposed to be going downfield, so they don't they never look back when they are open in these zones like this right here. I mean, he has an opening. He could have caught the ball and made a play. Rattler was never going to see him anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. He knew he was going here the whole time, so that doesn't even matter. I could say that all day and say, hey, he potentially could have had a play here, but it continues to be baffling play calls and bad quarterback play. My thoughts on this are simple. You got to choose one or the other, and one of them's got to get benched. And you go, wait, what? You don't bench the OC. No, but you can bench his play calling. You can't fire him right now. Suppose we're saying we can't fire him, fine, but somebody else can be choosing the plays and the situational play calls. If you're not going to do anything with the OC, then you need to do something with your quarterback because he's killing you. He is killing you. He's killing you. I'm telling y'all, Rattler ain't the guy you thought he was. Stop defending the kid and just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Okay? He ain't that guy right now. He needs serious, serious development. Anyway, guys, please like, follow, share my videos. If you like what I'm doing on my channel, it's going to help build the channel and keep allowing me to build this content for you guys. So that you guys can see, I get it. I'm not a professional analyst or whatever, but a fan who has an idea of football, a good, solid idea. I did play some, and I've always followed the sport, and I've been, I'm knowledgeable. I'm not going to pretend I'm super knowledgeable to that of somebody who is immersed in it the way these guys are supposed to be. But then again, I'm seeing stuff that the coaches aren't seeing, and then other people are seeing. So hey, there's that. But yeah, if like, follow, share, subscribe, all that stuff, please. If you like what I'm doing here, thank you. Y'all have a good day.